But yeah, Golden, what's the news with Avalanche for next year? You guys got any tournaments or anything you're planning? Anything like that? Are you just waiting to see like who ends up going into LCO so you can figure out your teams for next year, maybe? Chilling at the moment, waiting for New Year. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a good idea. What the fuck? That's lava. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Fuck yeah. When are we gonna see the launch of the t-shirts and jerseys? Gonna focus on growing iron supply. Okay, okay. Do you want me to be completely honest with you? I will be completely honest with you right now. I think iron to plat is not worth it. Like, like honest to God, I don't think it's worth it. Not even because it's dead, but it's just like the scene itself. I think it's fine for casual players. You know what I mean? I don't care if it imploded, whatever. I think it's fine if you just want people to play in Iron to Flat casually. That's completely fine. I wouldn't put many resources into it. I wouldn't try and get them coaches and stuff because I think the scene itself it's bad, you know, because for a few reasons. One, you're always gonna have people sandbagging an Iron to Plat and ruining it, right? Because they just want free wins, free money, whatever you get from winning Iron to Plat tournaments. That in turn just stops other people from wanting to improve, and or if they do improve, they also start sandbagging. So it just adds onto itself. Then you have the problem of just like you have all these people in Iron to Plat who now have no motivation to actually improve, other than like I don't know, man. You'll have a few people in Iron to Plat who really want to improve and who really want to move to like Plat to Chow, Plat to Diamond, Diamond Plus, whatever, right? But the majority of people in Iron to Plat, I have seen be in Iron to Plat for like 4+ years, haven't improved, or if they have improved, it's so small, or they just stay to sandbag and fucking ruin the scene for newer people trying to get into competitive league, whatever. Like they're not even playing it for fun at that point, they're playing it to win. And I hate it. I really hate Iron to Plat, like, existing as a scene, and I've really realized that over the last few months, and I think it's not worth investing in, if I'm being honest with you. What's my history in it? I personally don't have history in it, but I've seen like a lot of teams go through it because if like because of my time on Weekend Warriors, for example, right? Like I saw like 6 or 7 different Iron to Plat Weekend Warriors rosters alone go through so much drama, so much bullshit, just so many different rosters, whatever, and like all at the same time, I'm just thinking like, why? What are you guys so worried about? You know what I mean? Do not let the Weekend Warriors Iron to Flat Jungle play Among Us. That's what I'm saying. Do not let B play Among Us. We will remember that incident until the end of time. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen nothing actually good come out of Iron to Flat except for maybe like a couple players who find a dedication to keep playing competitive, and then it's like if you have that dedication, just play solo queue instead and get really good. How would I solve the issues I raised? That's a good question. Um, so what did I say? One sec. You prefer to face into those challenges rather than look for outs? I think that's cool. I can really respect that. And I know that you are someone that actually likes to solve these sort of problems. Um, what was the first thing I said? It was like, people start sandbagging and shit, right? That is, in itself, reasonably easy to solve, I guess. Where it's like, you just find people, or I guess you can ask around the community or whatever, and then you can see like who's sandbagging. You can look at people's accounts, maybe force them to submit, multiple accounts if they have them, otherwise their main accounts. Being aware and having visibility on performance, that would be the other thing, right? Like if you can actually watch them and be like, yeah, this person is not fucking platinum elo, right? But even then, like platinum to diamond is a very blurred line because you can have people that are really good at some things in platinum, but then they're just so fucking terrible at other things that it's like, wow, this person could actually just be platinum, or this person could just be diamond. Maybe they lucked out in the last like 10 games or whatever, right? When in reality they are actually a plat player, like a plat 2 player. What was the next thing? It was like, I don't remember. I mean, there's just so much drama and shit, I guess, that goes on. I don't know if you can fix that yourself, because people will always find a way to cause some stupid drama just by being toxic, whatever, like... I saw some dumb shit in my time, like, just looking in the Weekend Warriors Iron to Plat channels and shit, man. And like, a lot of the drama is just, like, actually personal shit that people bring into League. I don't think that's something you personally can solve, as much as like I would love for you to, you know, to solve it. I would love for fucking anyone to solve it, but like drama is drama in that regard, you know. So some things we can't fix. What was another thing? I already said sandbagging. I think people that genuinely want to improve are just better off actually playing solo queue to improve, and once they get to a certain point, like let's say they get to high platinum, low diamond, or at the very least at a point where they feel like they're starting to get stuck and need actual help, then they can seek coaching in the form of actual like good coaches who want to help them improve, right? And established coaches, maybe someone like Eags, myself, Ro, whoever. And that way they can actually climb. Why do I think that? I'm okay with the amateur. Okay. This is another thing, right? I think a lot of people that want to go pro normally should avoid playing amateur and actually focus on solo queue, because that's like the biggest scouting ground where you can actually get picked up in Oceania, at least. Because when you play amateur, when you play in a team environment and stuff, if you're like high diamond to masters and you're still trying to improve, you're spending so much time into this other thing that's not actually for your own personal improvement beyond like playing as part of a team, which you can learn within a month, honestly, anyways. And then obviously you can refine after that. But what was I saying? Yeah, I think you can improve way more just focusing on your own personal improvement and playing solo queue and hiring a coach for yourself there than you can in actually playing Iron to Plat, or just amateur in general. I think you get more time on yourself that way, right? And you can focus on your own things that you need to work on. And I would rather have someone be really mechanically good and good enough instinctively at their own role than someone who's like just played a fuck ton of amateur, right? And they're like a good teammate. You can become a good teammate, man. You can become a good teammate. That's something that can come later on. Just get picked up from solo queue, get challenger. Do I think people are aware enough to get their own coach or know it's feasible? I think that's a good point. A lot of people might not be like aware enough, you know, that they can hire someone to coach them, pay someone to coach them, right? Like, and in Oceania specifically, I guess there aren't a whole lot of good coaches, but that's the good thing about online coaching, right? Like, you can hit up someone like Vega V2, or if you don't have the funds, hit me up, some shit like that, right? It's an accessibility thing. Yeah, exactly. If you know it's there, you'll find it. And I think a lot of the people who are genuinely willing to improve will eventually start to seek out something like that, right? Like, if you really want to go out and start playing solo queue and your goal is to go pro, I think you would be aware that there are resources out there to help you. Like not only are there resources out there to help you, sorry, but there are people out there willing to help you, obviously in exchange for money for their time. You feel like coaching in League is such a well-known thing nowadays, plus the amount of free resources out there are insane? Yeah, I agree, right? Especially after the whole Nice scandal, like, I'm sure a lot of people have now heard and understand that like this coaching thing exists, and they can go out there and get it. Maybe they go to Nice if they like that specific style of coaching. I personally wouldn't. I personally would look at someone like Vega V2 for a fraction of the price, get much better coaching. Even Tarzan, like whatever, right? And yeah, the amount of free resources out there are insane, bro. I can't remember if it was skill capped or the other one that was bad. But like, there's good stuff, man. There's good stuff out there. Like there are really good free resources out there that a lot of people can get access to, and I think a lot of players have taken like full advantage of, and you can see that reflected in solo queue now. The main value of a coach is accountability. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Can you expand on that a little bit? I want to know what you really mean by that. Vakayu? Yeah, Vakayu is a great channel to go for jungling. Like that guy's really good. He's very knowledgeable about the role. You can even go to Why Not. Why Not's fucking good. Like he talks a lot and he might overload you with information. But if you buy a personal coaching session from him, like you have all that information to access forever once you've had that actual VOD with him. The differentiator is that all the knowledge is free, coaching is to keep a player accountable. Yeah, that's true, right? Like, I agree, you can just go and watch all these YouTube videos and maybe you'll learn something, but you won't, but like, maybe you won't fully apply it in all your games and do that sort of thing to improve consistently. But then when you go out and buy a coach, purchase a coach, hire someone to help you improve, you know, then you feel obligated because it's like, okay, I spend money on this, obviously I'm serious about this, I'm going to spend this time to improve and actually make it worthwhile, right? What's happening? Refresh. I'm just talking about how much I fucking hate Iron to Plat as a concept in League. I think it's not worth it, and people that are actually willing to improve, even beyond Iron to Plat, should not play in amateur leagues, and instead should focus on their own solo queue and actually getting good at the game. Yeah, I know you play it. No, like... Problem? Like, if your goal is to just have fun playing competitive league, go for it. Like, play amateur. That's what it should be there for, right? But if your goal is to improve, get good at the game, and actually like take the game seriously to a certain degree, play solo queue first. It's gonna be 10 times better for you in the long run, in the fucking short run, for your, actually not for your mental state. That shit's gonna suck for your mental state. But just play solo queue if you want to improve. It's that simple, you know? You want to get diamond? Hey man. How much solo queue have you played actually? What's your account called? Is it Darkness Os or is it Darkness with the X? Like, for fuck's sake. That's not it. Darkness on, okay. Just ignore what I typed in, yeah? Oh, I have something. Turning into Hooper right now. Platinum 4... Oh, no, wait. Whoops. Let's look at last season. How many games did you play total? Like, okay, like you played a decent amount of games. I'm sad I can't see your overall win rate. But like, oh, if you literally focus and just play like these 4 champions consistently, you'll climb to a point, right? Like you will climb to a reasonable height. You have some coaching from Goppy. Jacko was like, yeah, okay, not bad, not bad. You're Jalal coaching, okay, not bad. Yeah, like, okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here's the thing, alright, like you're 600-ish games deep, but you're still climbing, like 56% win rate. You could go way more games before even needing a coach, in my opinion. I think you could go way more games without needing a coach. I didn't stream that, sorry. Yeah, so like 600-ish games, 56% win rate. 56 is stable climbing, by the way. You should keep playing until this starts to drop to like 51. Or until you feel like your win rate is starting to plateau. Like you're winning 2, losing 2, winning 1, losing 1 on repeat, right? That's when you should seek out coaching. That's when you should seek out someone to help you actually improve at the game, so you can get a better grasp of what you need to change. What's my take on the PCS changes? I think it's weird. I think it's going to be better for the top teams and worse for the bottom teams. So it's just going to increase that divide even more than it was this year. Because what's going to end up happening in my eyes is like all these top teams are going to get so much, oh, not so much more funding, but they're going to get more funding. They're going to get like better resources for them to improve, or at least they're going to try and get these better resources to improve. I'm hoping to actually get through that like PCS bracket. And then the lower teams are just gonna be like, yeah, look, you guys are now not even here hoping for a chance to be seen by an international team, but hoping for a chance to be seen by our better teams, who then have a chance to maybe be seen by an international team. And that's it. That's it. That's all these like lower tier teams are getting right now. They are not getting anything fucking good out of this. I will say that right now. Yeah, PCS has 2 slots at Worlds. What the fuck are we gonna do with them? It might take some time before we reach them. Like, with these changes, Golden, I'm hoping like it instead of what I just said, which I think is gonna be the reality, I'm hoping the dream is actually like all the teams kind of come together in a way to actually find some sort of systemic change to change this. But why the fuck would they? No one has any incentive to do that. You know what I mean? Like no single org has an incentive to do that. Every lower tier org, like bottom 4 or whatever org, only has incentive now to be like, you guys are here because you fucking need this chance. And that's it. You know what I mean? We'll get a couple diamonds in the rough here and there, but I think our region's gonna slowly die after this as a result.